distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to take this opportunity to warmly welcome you to Ethiopia. It gives me a great pleasure and honor to be with you on this important conference. Our development partners have already witnessed Ethiopia's success in building resilience, and my Prime Minister has already covered almost all issues. So finally, I'm left with little to speak. I have to be specific. The importance of agriculture to the Ethiopian economy cannot be overemphasized, as it has already become a motto in Ethiopia that as agriculture goes, so goes the overall economy. In Ethiopia, agriculture contributes to most of the foreign earnings, employment generation, supplying agro-industrial raw material, and generally most of the country's GDP. The government of the Federal Democratic Republic of Ethiopia has made agriculture to become primary priority, and the national strategy focuses on agricultural development-led industrialization hardly. The ongoing 5-year plan, the Growth and Transformation Plan, is directed towards achieving Ethiopia's long-term vision and sustaining the rapid and broad-based economic growth anchored on the experience that has been drawn from implementing development policies and strategies and undertaking policy measures for the challenge that has been surfaced in the course of implementation of the 5-year plan. The overriding development agenda of GTP is to sustain rapid and broad-based growth paths witnessed during the past several years and eventually end poverty. The Ethiopian economy has been registering double-digit growth since 2003-2004, and agriculture is the major contributor to the overall economic performance of the country. The agricultural sector, on average, has attained 8% growth for the last decade. The government's long-term strategy of agriculture-led industrialization continues to address the country's food insecurity and is complemented by the country's food security program. The core objective of the food security program includes enabling chronically food insecure people attain food security and improve significantly their food security situation through program components of voluntary resettlement, productive safety net, household asset building program, and complementary community investment program. At this point, I would like to give you a bird's eye view on the objectives and achievements of each of the food security program components. The voluntary resettlement program. The main objective of the voluntary resettlement program is to enable chronically food insecure households attain food security through improved access to land. Since the resettlement program started in 2003, concerted efforts has been made so that the settlers attain food security in the shortest possible time. About 230,000 households have been resettled, and almost all have attained food self-sufficiency, and many of them have already exceeded this level. The productive safety net. The objective of the productive safety net is to provide transfers to the food insecure population in chronically food insecure districts in a way that prevents asset depletion at the household level and creates asset at the community level, as my Prime Minister mentioned in his speech. The PSNP has demonstrated the value of a shift away from humanitarian response to more development-oriented approach to address the food gap. Since 2005, more than 7 million people have received PSNP transfers, enabling them to meet consumption needs, reducing the risks they face, and providing them with alternative options to protect selling of productive assets. Some of the impacts include delivery of timely transfers to poorest citizens in rural areas. PSNP played a critical role in responding to crisis. Natural resources rehabilitated, household food security has shown improvement, PSNP has shown a measurable impact on beneficiaries' livelihood as measured by income and asset. The Household Asset Building Program. Through the Household Asset Building Program, beneficiaries received household packages. The household package delivered are largely been agricultural packages. Credit is also provided to the beneficiaries. The credit is managed on a revolving fund base, and the household which repays its debt is encouraged to borrow again. So far, more than 2 million beneficiaries have received more than 4.3 billion birr for household package credit, mainly from the government allocated budget and other additional sources. The program beneficiaries have been able to earn additional income, build assets, and increasingly cover the consumption needs from own resource. As a result of the credit provision, up to now, around 500,000 households, which is 2.5 million people, have graduated from PSNP. Complementary Community Investment Program is an intervention which is designed to create community assets and complement household investments through creating an enabling environment. The program focuses on pastoral, semi-pastoral, and moisture-stressed areas. So far, considerable progress has been made in the implementation of CCI. To mention some of them, access to water for both humans and animals enhanced in pastoral and agro-pastoral areas. Large areas are developed through irrigated agriculture. Pastoral people have started living settled life. The food security situation in the pastoral areas has shown an improvement. Ladies and gentlemen, with regards to nutrition, Ethiopia has a challenge to realize nutrition security. This is not mainly because of supply problem. It's because the issue is complex that goes beyond availability of food. Cognizant of this fact, the Ministry of Health with relevant ministries and partners developed a national nutrition strategy which was launched in 2008. Nutrition is recognized as being a multi-sectoral. The overall goal of the Ethiopian National Nutrition Strategy is to ensure that all Ethiopians attain adequate nutritional status in a sustainable manner, which is essential requirement for healthy and productive life. In order to implement the NNS, the National Nutrition Program was designed. The NNP has the objective of improving nutrition service delivery and strengthening the capacities of institutions working in the area of nutrition, including in the first component of the NNP are the community-based nutrition programs, where the community itself is involved in the diagnosis and treatment of malnutrition with the help of extension workers and enhanced outreach strategy. The nutrition intervention cover therapeutic and supplementary feeding, biannual screening for acute malnutrition in children under 5 years, biannual vitamin A supplement, deworming, other micronutrient supplementation, salt iodization, nutrition education, institutional and community-based child growth promotion, and school feeding. Emergency nutrition programs to combat malnutrition are also quite extensive. The Health Extension Program is the main vehicle for community action, including community-based nutrition program. Nutrition is one crucial package among the 16 health extension packages. The government has now put in place a health extension program to reach every family in every Kabale for various preventive and health promotion services, including nutrition. More than 30,000 health extension workers were trained and deployed since March 2009, with two health extension workers for each rural Kabale, which is a neighborhood or ward. The extension program is designed in such a way that 2 health extension workers will train 50 model households in a year. The model household, which are frontline agents, after graduation will train between 180 and 288 households per year. The health extension worker acts as the first point of contact to the community, with the health system to deliver integrated preventive and curative health service, particularly on maternal and child health. The health extension worker function like a countrywide referral network that starts at health posts and works up to larger health centers and hospitals. Nutrition, health, and agriculture are mutually interdependent. At the grassroots level, the health extension worker and the development agents, the agricultural development agents, play a role in facilitating linkage between nutrition with health and nutrition with agriculture. By way of conclusion, I would like to say that agriculture growth is the key to reduce and prevent undernutrition. I thank you.